Hello again, my name is Gabe Zona. As many of you might or might not know, while the world was focused on Boston and the horrific events that unfolded in Boston, the House of Representatives was busy doing their business. Now what's interesting is the House is presently comprised of 233 Republicans and 200 Democrats. Yet while everyone once again was focused on the events in Boston, they were busily voting on the Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act. Yeah. Now, what this does is it enables all of the major media where we have sharing of information, like Facebook and Google. Well, they can now provide any and all information directly to the government without any kind of potential lawsuit against them for infringing on our privacy. Yeah. So what they've done is they've really gone ahead and taken another piece of the Constitution and trampled all over it, which is the Fourth Amendment. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? And what's really even more amazing is what happened in Boston. And the question that has to be asked is, could that have been avoided? Now, the media is reporting that approximately 2 years ago, the elder brother of the two bombers, the FBI received information from a government source, which we later found out was Russia. And they were concerned that the older brother, during his visit to Russia for a period of, I guess, 6 months, became radicalized. Yeah. So they had reported this to the FBI. Now you have to remember, 2 years ago, and at the present time as well, everything and anything to do with Muslims is being scrubbed. You know, you can't talk about them in any kind of disparaging fashion, and that's because of the Obama administration had put those orders in place. And as a result, the information that was received by the FBI was probably not dealt with in the same fashion that it might have been if it wasn't for the mandates that this administration has put into place. Could it be possible that if we had a different president, if we had a president that wasn't interested in trampling on a constitution, wasn't interested in intimidating various departments within our government, like the FBI, not to go and try to talk disparagingly about Muslims. And again, it's important that people that watch my videos understand that I am not categorizing them all in the same pile of crap. There are Muslims that are honest citizens of their country as well as of our country. The problem is you can't tell the difference. And no other organization or group of people seem to be as radical as the radical extremist Muslims. So I therefore feel sorry for those ones that aren't radicalized, because we can't tell the difference. You don't have a stamp on your forehead to tell us you're okay. I wonder if the administration wasn't so pro-Muslim, where any kind of reference to Muslims had to be scrubbed from military manuals and all kinds of other manuals. You think maybe the FBI might have taken a closer look at the elder brother? And if they did that, could it have been possible that he couldn't have been radicalized to the extent that he was? And if he was radicalized, he would have been arrested and removed from our society. You think that might have changed the events that took place in Boston? You think that might have saved those 3 that were blown apart? You think that it might have saved 180 that were injured and the 19 or 20 that had lost limbs? I don't know. I got to believe when we have an administration and a president that calls what Major Nadal Hassan did at Fort Hood, when he slaughtered 13 and injured 30, and they call that workplace violence, there's something drastically wrong with our government. The people that were killed, their families, were denied benefits that they would have normally received if, in fact, the event that took place at Fort Hood was called what it was. And it was not workplace violence. It was a terrorist attack by a madman who became radicalized. They have absolute, undeniable proof that he communicated with one of the leaders of Al-Qaeda, that American Muslim that Obama ended up vaporizing along with his son. There's no doubt that our country is under attack, and it's also under attack from within our government. From 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, that's where it all starts. The Constitution is being shredded. Our House of Representatives voted 288 in favor of the Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act, which again shreds our Fourth Amendment. It now will go to the Senate for ratification. If the Senate approves it, I wonder what will happen to all these social media sites. Will people become fearful? Will people decide that they no longer want to interact on any of those sites because of fear that our government will have undeniable direct access to all that information? I think there's a real good chance of that. I know that if the Senate passes this CISPA, C-I-S-P-A, Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act, take that in combination with Lame Brain McCain's National Defense Authorization Act, where do you think this country is headed? Not to a good place. And Obama, what did he say when he was told that the Senate didn't pass his idiotic gun bills? It ain't over. Most normal people would accept having lost, but Obama's not normal. And he will continue to go after our Second Amendment rights until we no longer have them. That's, of course, if he's allowed to remain in power. We'll see. It's frightening, and unless he's removed, America will be destroyed. Do you think not? The pieces of the puzzle all say otherwise. I told you what I think. What do you think?